Yeah, as I say, Stuart's obviously got to have played well to get here, and obviously going through those qualifiers, there were 3-stage qualifiers to get into this, so 3 matches to win in order to get there, but breaking dry won't be the ideal start there for Stuart.
Yeah, he's hit him off a little, but he's hit him okay. Not a bad spread for Chris here. I think he will go Red Bulls. Depends on this angle on the first one on the top left corner. He could drop it through and then play for the red in the centre afterwards, but he could choose yellows, but they just look a lot tougher, the yellow balls, for me. So I think Red Bulls would be the choice.
It's just that bit of traffic up the top, isn't it? It's just working out the route of it. I think if he can just drop this red straight and maybe give himself a little bit of angle just to pop the white out with the next shot.
Yeah,
well, actually,
this is literally game ball for me, really. I know he's got the red behind the baulk line, but he's got bags of space to get onto that. So if he pots this, I'd expect Chris to take this frame out.
Just very much brushed that top jaw, but absolutely fine.
He's got to play a cannon here, then.
Yeah, very nice.
Just how he goes up table, I'm wondering if he how he sees this. He could play for the cue ball on the blue spot and then play the red on the left side of the table, and then he could stun off the side cushion into the baulk line. I think that's the way he's going to go.
Yeah, I like that. He's
played it nice.
Yeah, he's in classic magician mode, isn't he, at the moment? You see he's just started off in that kind of automatic. Oh, well.
Quite surprised he played it like that. I thought he'd have just accepted distance, but he obviously thought he was missing the cannon.
Yeah, that could have gone wrong as it was. He's had a bit of a result. Yeah, and that's a lovely shot. And a quick start for Chris Melling, puts him one ahead.
It's absolutely crunched him as well.
Well, it's not really affected him so far, is it, to be fair? That's an unbelievable break.
Yeah, that's as good as you can hit the break, to be fair.
And I think he's going yellows. Don't know if...
Yellow ball's in play.
Did he have a bit more angle than I thought? I thought he might have just dropped that in, but... He's obviously decided to attack these too early. Yeah, that's poor.
Yeah, he's not... I think he was trying to land on the one down the rail the first shot, but maybe he's just misjudged it. So he's having to reroute here.
Obviously, these tables have just been done as well, Connor, so maybe that's playing a factor, but...
Yeah. Like I say, Chris has been around forever. He's very experienced, so he'll adapt as quick as anybody to this. It's another bit of a stinker, really. It's a great shot.
Just rushing a couple here, I think. Yeah, tough shot down the rail, this. Not for Chris, it isn't.
Nice part played that well. It's always difficult to beat because he don't really give much away, as in, like, sometimes he plays a stinker, but he just gets on with it like he's meant to put it there, and he doesn't really give you that hope some other players probably would.
Yeah, quick little recovery shot, and in, what, 3 and a bit minutes, Chris is already 2-0 up. Yeah, standard for Chris.
Tough score for Stuart now then.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's fairly obvious, but he needs to ideally make it here and get involved in the match. Because the way Chris has started, you can soon get away from it in this game.
Found his break as well, which I think has been a huge factor in his success recently, so was surprised to see someone like him go deep. You know, I did mention Cormac earlier on actually as a name to him while he was here. I feel like Cormac's another player that could really attack this format, but
it's going to be interesting anyway, the different format. 2 sessions, it's different for every player here, I think.
That's a great break from Stuart. But the other thing that Simon said actually, which I don't think's been fully true so far, was he kind of mentioned this idea that, you know, the cream should rise to the top in this tournament, and, you know, with the longer races all the pros would come through. As it is, from the opening couple of sessions, there's been a couple where pros have fallen quite far behind. I mean, Jamie Graham against Sean Chipperfield was a big example of that. Scott Pope's got a lead over Ryan Pisani, and there's a couple of the good amateurs that are coming through and doing some damage already.
Just shows the level of the game now. Everybody's at a decent level. Stuart won't be happy with that, unfortunately. Not the best of shots there, and good opportunity for Chris to counter.
Yeah, that was the first opportunity he really had to get his arm going, and he's not quite done it. Is Chris maybe thinking, cannon the 8?
Ball, yeah.
Nice.
Still got the one red to solve near the centre. I wonder if he'll play on the double or if he'll try and move that later in the visit. I think the double will be the shot because it's natural to land on. So he's looking here at getting to the right centre to leave the angle to move the red off the left cushion. I think he's okay. I think the yellow should kill the white here, take all the pace out of it and leave the angle.
Yeah, it just kills it, sits that yellow on the cushion, and then you've kind of done the 2 in 1, haven't you? You've promoted yours and made it harder for the opponent.
He could hit this half ball though. He's played that okay. There was a way he could have hit that half ball and put it on top of the yellow. It was something to think of, but he's aimed to try and cannon the ball a little further.
Yeah, Chris isn't messing around here, is he?
Looks good.
Looks deadly, to be honest with you. That's 5 minutes 20, 3-0. Oh, wow. Interesting to see that again.
So this is a great opportunity now for Stuart. He's really got to take these out.
Yeah, see that break, white ball flying up in the air, nearly bounces off the table, spins back into the middle pocket.
He could go either or here, to be fair. Both colours, it's one of them occasions where you could make a case for both.
This is the kind of frame, Connor, though, isn't it, that throughout this match, Stuart has to consistently take out. He gets an opportunity with the balls out in the open, he needs to take them. Because otherwise, against someone like Chris, you will be eaten alive. Like,
he's not played the best of shots here. This looks fairly gettable on the camera, but I'll tell you now, this is it's not an easy shot, this.
I think he's slightly off angle as well, which means that actually could potentially sit the white on the red, which, obviously, if you've got to factor that in, that makes the pot even harder.
For me, on this red, you'd like to be as close as possible. So where he's left the cue ball, it's just a little missable, as we've seen there.
There you go, he tried to push through on it because that white was going into the red. But yeah, I think Chris can sense it a little bit here as well, that his opponent's not turned up yet. He's not found his feet on the main table.
Yeah, and as with most of the top players, they're all great bullies at the game, so you won't see any assistance from Chris here. He'll be really putting his foot down, trying to win every frame. You don't feel any guilt when you're doing this to players, because they'll do the same to you.
Yeah, it's all about having that ruthless streak, isn't it? And a lot of very good players don't quite have that, and then sometimes when it comes to it, they just, they don't quite get themselves over the line in the way they should do, and they get caught out by it. But
yeah, you've got to be horrible on the table, to be honest. You've got to bully your opponent. It's you against them, so yeah, no mercy out there's the theory.
Yeah, it's been no mercy from Chris so far, is it?
4-0 then, fairly quick as well. I don't think this will go for the full match clock allocation, to be honest with you.
His focus is definitely here at the moment, you can see it.
Yeah, he's looking great, to be honest. All Stuart can do now is try and get involved in the game and
that is not
try and
knock
knock Chris off his perch, really. That's all he can do.
Yeah, Stuart goes dry again. It's another solid break, but just nothing doing, really. That red not making its way into the right middle.
I haven't seen any games on this table yet, but straight away from what I can see, the way the ball's just spread compared to the outer tables, this table just opens so well. There's never any work to do, really.
Yeah. Do you know what? It was actually funny you say that. When we commentated on Scott Pope against Ryan Pisani earlier, they were constantly making balls off the break, but every time they did, they just went slightly awkward, which is almost the polar opposite of what's happened here, where you've got all the balls out in the open, they've gone absolutely bang perfect, and players are just making clearances.
I know, obviously it's difficult to say with Chris at the table because he can make the game look ridiculously easy, but for me, a few of these finishes have been fairly nice. I know you've still got to do it and got to get them, but shame all the tables don't break like this.
Oh, he's slightly underhit that one though. I think he was trying to land on the bottom red there, so maybe just a little bit of work to do here, but
yeah, he's got a little bit more work now. He's thinner than he wanted, so he may have to come twice across here, play for the 8 ball in the left centre as we look, I'd imagine.
Oh, he's threaded the gap. Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, he played it well.
Well, still under 10 minutes played, and Chris Melling is now 5-0 in front.
Until you actually get out there, feel the pressure, feel what it is. It's not easy out there, I can tell you that.
That's a cruncher from Chris again. Once again, the split's pretty good as well. Has he got a nice opening yellow? I don't know. He might have to play a plant.
He's got the one at the bottom, top right of the table, just behind the ball line. He can play that if he wants yellows.
It's just because he's hampered on it. That's the only thing. It's just getting back down again. That's why I think he is looking at the options towards the middle pocket. But if he can get his arm through to it.
I just think this one yellow is sort of out the way. He needs to get rid of this early himself.
That's what he's done. Ooh. Can he get through to the one over the pocket? Yes, he can.
He's okay here. He's landed okay.
Yeah, what he's going to do is play this one into the left middle and attack the one that's nearest the bottom cushion next. Exactly like that, just threaded the gap.
Still got to play one shot really. It's just that yellow near the red ball. He's got to take a little bit of consideration on that. If he takes that as his last ball, you see, he's got to ensure he gets the right angle. In an ideal world, you want the one closest to the right centre for the 8 ball. So now you'd think he's going to go forward to play the yellow in the opposite centre, but he has to land fairly straight on it, because if he doesn't, then he's not going to have a great chance to win the 8 ball.
Yeah, I think he has got a nice angle, to be fair, to do exactly that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Took these out well, hasn't he? He looks very good, to be honest.
Well, Chris Melling's still yet to miss a ball, and 6-0 in front, 11 minutes gone. He's had a couple of good breaks so far. Can he? He's made a ball. How's the split? Not
Yellow's
bad.
not bad here, to be honest. The opening yellow's a difficult ball, but if he can get a nice opener, he's got a great chance. All or nothing that yellow, really. He did have to pot that, to be honest with you. I'd like to think Chris would go for yellows here. He can land through the gap here and play the yellow into the same pocket, I believe. So he can run the cue ball just through the gap of the reds and play the bottom yellow into the same pocket. Oh, so he's chose to move the red. And he's had a good result because he's on the plant down the rail. And the way this has worked out, they're pretty ABC now. This yellow's either going to go in or stay over the pocket, and then he's on the one down the opposite line.
Yeah, he played that the right way, just playing into the cushion just to make sure that red moved out the way. Just gives him a bit more freedom.
Pretty A1 here now. He'll just draw the cue ball back. Oh, he's playing that one. I thought he might take the one into his bottom left corner and draw the cue ball back. But the yellow clearly must go into the left centre. I still think for me I'll take the one bottom left corner and draw the cue ball back to where it is now, and then they can't go wrong.
Yeah,
I just think you've got to land okay on this yellow in the middle, as in straight, and he's got to play a bit of a shot now, where before he could have just drawn that straight yellow back and then he would have been in this position with the 8 ball left. So yeah, I'm not sure about that one myself. I'm not trying to question Chris at all, but for me that weren't the right one.
I think he is very slightly off straight the wrong way as well, so... Oh no, he's fine.
So he's still got a shot to play now though, unless he can dab it in and hold it. I'm not sure. He looks thin to me.
It does, yeah. Especially on the overhead, it does look like he's very slightly cutting it back.
He's got to hope the 8 ball passes into the same pocket or we can hold it. They're the two options. So he's got to die it in. He's not reached.
He's not reached.
Well, you'd have to say that's a big error there from Chris, and he's left a very good chance for Stuart here. He's really got to get these and get involved in this match.
And actually, where the white ball ended, he actually did have a bit of room to hit that harder as well. Like,
yeah, I weren't sure he could hold that, to be honest. He must have loaded up with a lot of right-hand spin just to kill the cue ball.
Yeah, this is a golden chance for Stuart.
Yeah, the red passes the yellow into the centre as well, so there's no issues there. He's just got to hold himself together, control the cue ball properly, and hopefully he'll be able to get his first frame for himself.
Yeah, timely time to get it as well, because if you start falling 7-0, 8-0 down, it becomes that point where you start to feel a bit embarrassed. But
I think for anyone their first time on the Arena TV table, you just want to take some positives as well if you lose the match. So Winning his first frame, it sounds silly, but that'll be one of the sort of achievements, you know, to tick off. Win your first frame and build on that.
That's not the best shot though from Stuart. He's landed right in between of everything.
Yeah, he's got no shot really. The red in the centre does cut, but it's not ideal from here because he's only got half a pocket. You don't really want to be playing safe against Chris either, especially with the object ball over the pocket.
I think that's what he's doing. Yeah. That's not a good shot either, because he's just left him the bottom cushion.
Yeah, fairly routine this for Chris. He's going to slide on him, but Chris is very experienced in this, so he's going to allow for the slide.
Yeah, Chris is one of the best players for mapping out exactly where he's going to hit on a cushion in order to make a ball. Oh, is he on it?
Wow,
That is so unlucky.
He's got no shot.
Mind you, it would be very Chris Melling to then pull this out as well.
I'm not sure how he does, to be honest. He's got a sliver sticking out off the bottom cushion, but I don't think there's enough there to pot it in the right centre. I really don't think there is.
I think he can. I think you might almost play it with a bit of running side almost off the bottom cushion just to be able to widen the angle, but...
Very difficult, anyway.
Let's just see. I mean, they call him the magician for a reason. Can he get this 8-ball moving?
Foul.
Oh no.
Wasn't easy, that. Very tricky. Stuart's really got to get these now. I don't want to keep putting the pressure on him, but he needs to get a foothold in this game. And I don't want to put the mockers on him or anything, but this is as easy as a chance as you're ever going to get.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
For me as well, I'd be playing the other red first and leaving this as my ball to get away from the cushion, so I'm not sure, because now he's straight.
Dead straight as well. That is as bad as you could play the first shot.
Criminal, that really. Like you say, he could have just put the object ball where it is now and played this red first, and then he couldn't go wrong.
He's actually, remarkably, he's going to have to chase this a little bit now. Yeah, there you go.
He's played that well, to be honest. He can sneak the one into the left centre now, but he's just got unnecessary sort of pressure that he didn't require. Because he's got to play a bit of a shot now. The pots are given, but he's just got to miss the jaws in the bottom left corner and come back up to the middle of the table.
Wow.
So he hasn't played that too great. He's misjudged it, but I think he's okay here. He can just pop the red into the top right corner. It passes the other red ball.
He's in a good position behind it, to be honest with you. So yeah, he has had a bit of a steal there, but
yeah, you've got to think you're going to pot this sort of 8, 9 out of 10. So
but then again, nerves come into play. You know, you're out of position for where you should have been. It's gone in, but now he's hugging the cushion. You know, it's just not coming easy, is it, at the moment for Stu?
yeah, I think nerve-wise, hopefully they'd have gone for him by now. He's sort of a little bit... I know he hasn't won a frame, but he's still involved in the match a little bit. He's had quite a bit of hand on table, so you'd like to think he's settled in that respect, but no one ever really settles till they win the first frame.
That's very good. Oh, then again, he's short again.
Bit of a stinker now on this 8-ball. You think he's got to nip this to screw back, I'd say. So he's got to really time it well. If he doesn't time this well, he'll just pop the cue ball in the centre.
Yeah, it's just never landed nice, has he, throughout this whole finish? But yeah, this 8-ball to get your first frame on the board. Very good.
Played that nice. Well played, Stuart, for getting your first frame. Something for him to build on now.
Yeah, Chris Melling to break.
Across that somewhat, but he still had plenty of power on it. He's got the result he wanted, which is potting balls.
I noticed he's gone back to that kind of dig break as well. He's reverted away from that topspin deck break he was doing for a little while. And
see, I thought that was a topspin break. I did. The way he his cue sort of bananas over the white. I think the way he draws it back, and that's how he gets the delayed topspin. And he did it on one of his first frames as well. The cue ball sort of reached the water line and pulled forward a little. But it's a good chance here. He'll just land on the ball over the centre. It's a bit short, I think. Don't know if he can get into the yellow and red here or not, because I'm sure that would have been his plan.
yeah, he's very straight on it.
don't really want to be coming from the bottom yellow either, because you'll be pushing the balls away, so you do really need to be going from the centre for me. But
well, the only situation he can, actually, is if, with the yellow over the middle, he might actually have a big bag, but...
played that well, but for me, there's a bit of risk involved there, but it's come out okay.
Yeah, because actually if you'd played that in a more contained way anyway, I think you had the big bag with the yellow up past into the corner by the 8 ball anyway, so I think you did have a bit more insurance on it than it initially looked like.
Possibly, yeah. He's still okay here. He's got a bit of a tricky shot though, because obviously the yellow, which is in the middle of the ball, it looks obviously easy to play for the plant, but it's difficult to get the cue ball there for the plant.
See how low he's going there with the white ball.
And he's actually got a bit of a tricky shot now. He's got to probably play the yellow into the corner if it passes, because the yellow over the pocket, I'm not sure how he gets out very nicely. I don't know if he can screw back through the gap of the yellow and the 8 ball, obviously for the yellow in the same pocket, but then it's just difficult now. It looks easy because he's got 2 easy yellows, but he's actually in a bit of trouble here.
Do you reckon he's straight enough on the yellow that he could potentially come back and play it in the middle? I know that's...
I don't think so, no. I think he has to pop the yellow on the ball line first, but I don't know if it passes the red into the corner, and if it doesn't, it's not easy. The issue is the white cue ball is going to be tracking towards the blue spot area if he screws it, so he's going to be half ball on the yellow, which is then the cue ball's going into the red. So he's trying to use the 8 ball here.
Tell you what, that's some effort. It's unlucky.
Yeah. This is the issue, where the cue ball is now, that line, if he screwed it, he would have been coming back on that line, so he wouldn't have been able to get the cue ball out. So he's obviously going to pot this yellow. Well, I'm pretty certain he will, but it's just where the cue ball's going to go, because it is a thin cut, but it's more than cuttable. But you would think the cue ball's going to hit the ball cushion and just stick on them 2 reds.
Yeah, this is ultra thin. Well, he's got the pot, he's played it off the reds. That's an awesome shot from Chris.
Yeah, he's judged it well, to be fair. Loaded it with a lot of left spin.
Yeah, this has been... I was going to say, I waited till he put the 8. That was brilliant from Chris.
Yeah, good finish in the end.
Can Stuart get another one on the board? That is going dry. Initial layout is, once again, it's not certain either way, a little bit awkward. Interesting to see what Chris makes of this. He's going reds.
Every red does have a pocket. He might choose to drop on the red. He's played the cannon into the 8. It's worked out lovely.
That's a great shot.
I say it's worked out lovely. He can't avoid the other red now, so he's got to play the cue ball into this red, and who knows where the cue ball and the red ball is going to go.
I was going to say, how do you cannon into this red?
You've got to play it with run inside, so you'd be playing it with right-hand spin here, just so when it hits the red, hopefully it hits the cushion, then it will naturally try and go up table.
I was going to say, are you kind of hard stunning into it?
I'll just play it with right-hand spin, just not hard, just like a medium pace, so I hit the red, and then so he's got a bit more control with a thin contact.
Yeah, just make sure you leave it to that.
Yeah, I weren't sure about that. I thought he had to hit it fairly full with right spin, so it hit the cushion and fizzed up a little bit. So you would have had the cue ball on the left side of the table there, where that red is, or thereabouts. Now he's got a very tough pot in the corner.
Yeah, this is actually, he's not got much pocket past this yellow either.
Perfect.
Oh, brilliant.
Great shot.
Right in the heart of the pocket. And now he can dot the I's and cross the T's in this. He's even got the big pocket into the middle pocket, should he want to use it. What was he?
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. Overhead just deceiving me there for a second, but yeah. Yeah, this has been very, very good from Chris.
Nice finish in the end. He had to pull out a big recovery pot, but he made it. And it's all going his way at the moment. Literally everything's going his way, to be honest. But he's capitalising on everything, so he's playing well. But not just that, Chris is an ultra-talented player as well. He's got every shot in the book. But I always think it's just down to speed. I don't want to use the word carelessness, but sometimes because he plays that fast, he could just be wrong-sided on a ball so easily, you know, because he doesn't double-check where he needs to be.
It's that being an automatic, isn't it? And then something just completely froze, and
Yeah, but then the other side of the coin is I've never seen Chris do it, but if Chris played methodically, he may not enjoy the overthinking and may sort of stumble himself, you know, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He's one of them players who just needs to get on with it.
It's momentum.
Yeah, momentum's key for him and his natural playing pace. Otherwise, like I say, I've not seen him do it, but if he was slow, maybe it wouldn't suit his game.
As it is, decent opportunity for Stuart McPherson.
The 8-ball's the biggest issue here, though. I'm not entirely sure how he gets on it and what ball he leaves for it.
Does go into that top left-hand pocket.
Oh, does it pass the red? I
Yeah.
can't really see. Okay. Not as big as a problem then, but he's still got to play a good cue ball to get on it. But even like here, this is where the difference of the best players, I think. They just take these balls out in the correct order. And
He played the right shot there, and he's been a bit unlucky.
see, I think he played it a bit too firm myself, but like I say, that's just nitpicking. But he's still okay here. You can see the bottom yellow here and the bottom left. But he's just got to miss the red on the right-hand side near the yellow, because the cue ball's tracking towards that red, I think. He just needs to get into the open table here.
Yeah, perfect.
So this is where it's vitally important he goes the right way here, because a lot of people think, oh, play the one left middle, then down the rail, then right middle, but how'd you get on the 8-ball on the one bottom right? So you can't leave that one bottom right till last, so he has to figure out a way of doing this.
See, for me, I would go left middle and then use the one to left corner to land on the one to right corner.
Yeah, so he needs a big angle on this now, just so he can half ball stun it over, but it makes the finish harder, potting wise.
He's gone for the cannon.
I don't mind that shot, to be fair. Unfortunately, he's not landed as good as he wanted to, but if he landed okay on it, it would have worked.
See, now he's going to have to take the 2 on the right, which is going to make the shot to land on the 8 even harder, unless he fancies the double.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I don't agree with that. He's tried to just bump it. I think he should have just took his medicine and rolled it in.
It was kind of a half-hearted cannon attempt as well. He didn't really put his arm through that, even if you were. And yeah, now he's way out of position, because he's not going to be able to pot this ball next, which means he's going to have to play it after, and then landing on the 8-ball it's just going to be a mess.
He thinks he can cut it.
This is tricky. Well, he's got it. Oh, well, I thought he had it. So Chris is going to come back to the table. And he's got to work out a plan, because...
Not easy, yeah. 2 dead balls here.
Yeah, and 2 yellows hanging over pockets.
No real obvious loss of turn either at the moment, so he's going to be looking at going game, I'd imagine, trying to remove that yellow over the bottom right corner is his long-term plan. Not an easy ball to play it though. The only ball I can see is once this red over the middle is gone, he'll have the other red that goes in the same middle.
Oh,
wow.
Chris.
Would have been a kick the way he's reacted.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to get a replay on that actually, just to see exactly what happened with that red.
Can't really tell on the camera, but obviously he's not going to just make it up, you'd think.
You never know. Chris might just want a bit of drama. But as it is, Stuart now is going to have a double to win this frame. He's 2 straight on the yellow really to come across. He does still have the pocket past the red, so big double this for Stuart, because he's going to want to get another frame on the board.
Yeah, just took his medicine and played the double. He did have the angle to sort of stun screw over to that top right corner, which would have gave him an option for the 8-ball in a couple of pockets, but he obviously fancies a double, or maybe he didn't fancy risking.
Yeah, it just felt like you were kind of pumping that ball if you were going to do that, and that's just when maybe in a situation which Stuart is in, he might have missed the wire. That's a great double.
Nice 8-ball. He'll be relieved with that, another frame on the board. Not the best break really. I know he's had a nice spread, but he mishit the front ball quite significantly there. He nearly potted the cue ball in the centre. So he's basically hit that front ball half ball, and he's been aiming full ball, so he hasn't hit that great at all. And he's left a very presentable chance here for Chris. I'm wondering if he'll screw directly into the 8-ball in yellow. I don't know if that angle's on or not.
Yeah.
I don't think it is, because the only ball I can see an issue on reds is the 8-ball, because obviously it goes in the centre, but if he could snip into the yellow and black 8-ball now, the angle obviously wasn't there then. So he's going to use the red bottom left as his last ball now, just to swing it round for the 8-ball in the middle. So That's what his whole pattern's around now, trying to get on that ball, half ball.
A little bit closer to the cushion, so he's just got to dig this in a little bit, but no problem at all.
Not perfect here though, he's a bit off angled on both balls. In an ideal world, he either wanted more angle on the ball on the right or be straighter, but he's that funky angle where he's got to punch it. And it's not perfect.
Yeah, he's still hampered, isn't he?
He's just getting on this red now. I'm not sure if he can miss the cannon off the bottom cushion. Oh, he's decided to drop it in. Played it well.
Yeah, it just looked straight enough to drop it, but...
Yeah, he's okay now. I didn't realise that shot was on. Thought he had to use the cushion.
Oh, well.
He's played that so well.
Oh, wow.
It's a great shot. You had to load that with loads of right-hand spin, and to judge the pace on that line was difficult.
Well, that was quick. And that is 9-2 now to Chris Melling. Yeah, Chris to break in the final frame. 9-2 ahead. Can he get to 10?
Wow, airball.
To answer the question, I hope there was nobody over the crowd over that side. Yeah, that cue ball.
Ultra power there.
Cue ball was off to America. As it is, Stuart McPherson's going to come to the table.
He's had a few chances like this, and unfortunately for Stuart, he hasn't got them. So hopefully, for his sake, he can get these. Played that nice. It looked like a nothing shot that, but never easy just to draw the cue ball back 6 to 8 inches like that.
And this is
he's perfect now, just to stun over for the blue spot.
This is arguably the easiest chance I think Stuart has had in the match. I think some of the other ones he's had balls on cushions and, you know, things to really work out or clusters to deal with. This one is, the yellows are out there in the open for him. Oh, and that's a slow down. Yeah, he's perfect.
So he's just got to take care here now. I'd like to see him draw the cue ball back and play the yellow in the same pocket. I believe he can miss the cannon, because you don't want to leave that yellow on the wrong side of the middle of the table for later in the finish, but I think that's what he is looking at doing. I think you have to get rid of that now, both the 2 yellows.
Well, could you not kind of play through and then play the yellow into the top left instead?
I don't like that myself. I think if you can leave the cue where them 2 yellows are and they're gone, you've won the frame. But you've got to play a bit of a shot if you're coming back for that one in the middle. So I think this is what I'd have done. Screwed back for this. Now you can literally just run it through an inch or 2, and then he's basically got the finish, hasn't he? Because he's just got roll-in shots.
Yeah, that little flick helped him as well, because it's left him banged straight on the yellow.
I thought he was looking at coming down first and then leaving this yellow on what he's on now. But this yellow, I know it looks easy, but this would have been his issue in this frame. No, he's as good as there, really. He's just got to obviously run past the red ball on the line, and he wins his 3rd frame, you'd suggest.
And to be honest with you, I mean, take 9-3, wouldn't you, actually?
The way he started, I think he was 6 or 7-0 down, so he's got to think he's won this little 5 frames, 3-2. That's probably how he should be thinking, I suppose.
Is he just a little straight?
Yeah, he is. I'm wondering if the 8 ball goes into the top left corner.
Yeah, you see him just kind of like trying to loosen his arm a little bit there, like. No,
he can just run it through a few inches, but the 8 ball then in the middle is sort of half ball, and maybe he doesn't fancy it. He wants to be right behind it.
Yeah, you can see it. It's just a little bit of a shake of the arms, but
I think the enoug's close here, you know, in the top right corner. I might be wrong. I think it just misses that red. It's very close.
Don't know.
Maybe I'm misjudging it on the camera angle.
Yeah, to me it looks a little bit on the thinner side, so maybe it would go towards the red on the right hand. But this one for 9-3.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, he's missed it. Yeah, that's going to be disappointing for Stuart. That was the opportunity, really, of all of them that he should have taken out.
Yeah, a couple of missed posts really that he shouldn't have had, but it's not easy out there. I've said it many times before in here. When you watch the great players play effortlessly, you think this game's easy, but until you get out there and have a go, it's different.
Once again, I'm a little bit surprised that Chris tried to play a cannon there. He probably could have just landed on the red to the middle, dribbled it in, but it went wrong, so he's had to reroute.
His last ball now, I'd say, the one in the middle.
Yeah. Just play this for...
Just wants to play for left middle now, then top left, then middle, and then 8 ball down the rail would be his plan.
Yeah, he looks in prime position here, doesn't he? He's just below that middle pocket.
Yeah, I can't really see any issues here. He's as good as he could be on this. I'm surprised he's playing this with so much spin to try and move something.
Well, has
I'm
he
not
got
sure
it?
about that myself. I know it's worked well, but I'm not sure about that shot. I don't know what he's really achieved. He had the red literally there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant shot. But is it just because he's 9-2 up?
Makes you wonder if this was 6-all, would he have played that shot against someone who's been hammering him back? Because I can assure you wouldn't have played that against anybody else.
Still, one for the highlight reel, isn't it? Like,
I suppose so, yeah. Not what I'd have done, but everyone's different.
but yeah, Chris is in prime position here. I don't quite know he's spent so much time over this. He just
Because he's
drops
going
it.
away from the 8 ball. The cue ball's tracking to the left, so he'll have a thin one down the rail. I think that's what he's... So he might even play for the double here. Oh, it looks like he's spinning in off the cushion to move it.
He's gone for it again. Little flick.
Good effort.
If this drops in the middle, it's an unbelievable dig. Yeah, it's pretty good from Chris Melling that in the end. But
Good finish in the end. I think for me, a couple of shots maybe I wouldn't have played, but it's worked in his favour. And yeah, great finish and 10-2 up. He'll be over the moon with that performance.
yeah, at the end of the day, Stuart McPherson didn't take his chances, but Chris Melling did, and he is 10-2 ahead going into the second session later on today.
So playing players like that as well, no disrespect, but you're playing slightly. Sometimes you're playing more thoughtful shots rather than more aggressive shots, and sometimes that can help you. You know, going forward, you probably stops you being a bit gun ho sometimes. You know, against other players, you can slow you down.
I wanted to ask you that because for me, we just get underway with the next match. We're a few minutes behind here, so Chris Melling and Stuart McPherson are going to get going. There were times there where. Would you have maybe made slightly different decisions against if you were playing one of the top players in terms of when he'd made a mistake and you've got to counter, would you have countered responding straight away, or were you think you were just playing the right shot for the balls?
Yeah, possibly. I was trying to assess it slightly because I didn't want to take too much of a risk in going for the clearance. You know, I wanted to make sure it was there and it was in control rather than having to take a risk, and that's just what I was a bit wary of, really.
Yeah.
You know, I was happy at certain points to maybe think, like, let him go, and then if he gets it fair enough, if he doesn't, you know, I'm in with a good shout at the frame. But yeah, I was just trying to sort of make the clearances a bit more like 99% of getting them, which obviously against very good players you have to take on the 70% chances, don't you, to try and get them. So it might change, but you know, sometimes the right shot's just the right shot. You know, against some players, against any player really. You know, they can come up with something brilliant, but at the same time, on average, you'd like to think that, you know, it will be in your benefit in the long run.
You're pleased with the fact that even though you weren't in full flow and far from your best, you were still thinking correctly, like really well out there. There was a couple of frames, one in particular, where you kind of just dangled a carrot and said, "Come on, you try and take these on," and it just fell into place for you.
Yeah. Well, I thought there was a couple of frames where I sort of come back from my seat and I thought he'd never had a look in that frame, you know, really, and that's a nice feeling, you know, that I've won it properly. Kind of felt a little bit like the old days, you know what I mean?
You've earned your chance.
Yeah, you've earned it, and you've won it and never not had a chance to win, which doesn't happen so often nowadays. But I was pleased with that, definitely. But you know, the games are gonna get tougher, and I've got to improve from that, definitely. So.
Well, the beauty is you are still in the tournament and you can still improve, and we'll let you shoot on and go and get yourself ready because you haven't got too long. But congratulations on the win, and we'll see you again.
Thanks, Si.
It's a long way back here as we let John Rowe leave the studio. Stuart McPherson's just got himself into trouble against Chris Melling, who is going to feel very free and easy out there. 10-2 up. He's the two-time world champion, legend of the sport. And the way he went this afternoon, you don't expect this one to take too long for him to mop it up. I think he'll be keen to mop it up quickly. He does have to play again tonight. He's at the bottom of the draw, so he's seeded 2 for this tournament with Stevie Dempsey not here. And he'll be keen to get it done as quickly as possible and get going again. As Luke Terry rejoins me. You commentated on his match earlier on, and it felt like he was just freed up and started playing some exhibition stuff towards the end.
Yeah, I think it was one of those that he could sense that Stuart hadn't settled. Stuart had opportunities early on, didn't take them, and Chris was very quick on him. And you know, in the position that Chris is in now, as a professional that is consistently playing on different tours, obviously out in China, out in America, when you've got that busier schedule, when you're at events, you just want as much free time as you can get. And you could kind of see it in the way that he was setting up before this match, you know, like he was obviously just texting family and messaging people away from the sport. So yeah, he'll see this as an opportunity to get the game done and give himself an extra 40 minutes before he's got to do anything.
Right across the break, but still masses of power.
Oh, he's unlucky. You know what, I noted this before, that he's gone back to that break where he's really digging the cue kind of towards the bed of the cushion, rather than, you know, the top spin break that he was doing for a little while. Don't know if anything's really brought about that change, or whether it's just how he feels.
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you watched the match earlier on, so I hadn't noticed that from him before. Couldn't tell whether he was trying to do that there or not. Sometimes when he does go for that topspin break, he comes back like that. He's not really playing topspin. It's more a case of coming back, and it then sort of parks in the middle of the table. He just hit that one with a lot of side.
Just slightly overran that. I think he was trying to flick the red that he's just gone past. Don't know if he can still spin that round. If he's got the one to the top corner, he's fine. Oh, he's bending this. Yeah, big swerve on that. Nice shot.
Might have to go bottom left from here. I don't think he can go top left and get on to the next ball. Not without a little bit of magic on the cue ball. Is he on it?
Wonder if he's going bottom right here. Oh no, he's not.
No, he's not. He's going to spin it in, but he's leaving the hardest ball till last.
Yeah, I was thinking he might have gone bottom right and just tried to go into the red, but actually I like this way a lot better.
Yeah, this would be a similar shot to the one previous frame where just flick it out.
He's a bit thin, but I think he can just slide past or take it to the corner. Oh, Chris.
Well, I was just thinking this might be the quickest session of the whole tournament, because Chris was, well, that red away from being on the hill.
He just rushed that slightly. Lucky, you know, he probably seen the finish line, thought, oh, I'm through this frame. Got down. Probably figured it was in when he hit it, but you know, this is now an opportunity that Stuart's going to get. You just don't leave those for Chris.
Well, no, please do. Just from our perspective, we're getting to see him,
of course,
come
yeah,
up with the magic from the commentary box.
But when you're in the position there, you got all the yellows out in the open. You got one on the cushion. Okay, it's not in the perfect position on the cushion, but Stuart's got to be going there, because you're inviting the opportunity for Chris to pull out a bit of his magic. You never know. Stuart, kind of in the back of his mind, maybe wanted to see it. Maybe just went, oh, I'll tuck him up on this one. You know, I'm not going to win the match. Let's just see Chris pull out something.
See Chris lining up one of his systems.
I love the way he maps the table. He's working out each cushion, working out the angle, working out how that ball's going to slide. He's going close. Not quite.
Just right, a little bit surprised at the pace he played at, because the line he's on there, if he makes that shot, he's snooking on the 8 ball. I mean, he had to try and make it, obviously, and you know, he's not just going to hit it, he wants to make it, but I guess he was trying to do that so that he'd have another kick shot at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, similar to the end of the last session, to be fair. Played a couple of really almost unnecessary spin shots to get balls out.
Fun to watch, though.
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, Stuart's just going to pot this yellow through, roll through a couple of inches, and then likely give himself the big angle to come back up the table for his last 2. He's left himself very straight. Really understand why he's rolled through on that. Because you've just caused yourself a lot more work. You can't play this plain ball. You've got to add rakes of spin. Unless you're really going to punch it. Which is what he tried. And he's short. Which now means he's got to play a good recovery shot here and try and judge the way that this white's going to cannon the yellow above it. Well, in fact, he's not even going for it. Here we go, he's mapping around again, he's working out the angle.
He's had one sighter at it.
And it's a very similar shot as well. Oh, he's missed it exactly the same way.
This time it wasn't necessarily making it, it was just hit it, and he's got some equity in the frame, but he's just gifted the frame away essentially. Not too much to think about here for Stuart, just knock him in.
Oh my God.
It was a really strange choice, in all honesty. I wasn't saying anything, because if he stuns in, hits the 8-ball full in the face, it's drop in, but why not just put the cue ball straight into top left and drop it in, and there's no need to play the shot he played.
When you don't need to, don't play a cannon. There was no need to go into the 8-ball, because he's got all the yellows out.
Yeah, I think for me what that probably shows is that he's a player that has a quite strong background in black ball rules, simply because he's purposely put the cue ball behind the line. If he's international rules, obviously he can have it this side of the line, and that's where you'd want it.
And now he's got a really tricky 8-ball from where he's had no control over the white and just kind of gone round and cannon that 8. Yeah, this is a pressure 8-ball now. Oh, he has potted it. That's a very good pot.
Yeah, excellent.
But
good break.
yeah, to be fair to Stuart, he has hit the break well all match. There's no doubt about that. He's been getting the splits. He's been getting balls in the middles and the corners. But it's not your break. It's what you follow it up with.
Could be end of the frame. Ball miss from Stuart. That's a poor shot from Chris.
Just overran it slightly, didn't he? He has got another option here, just to swing the white round with the red.
Just about. Yeah.
He's still not nice on it. This is a fiddly little cut. Played it really well. Yeah, that's classy.
Able then to get one away. He should have been there a few minutes ago. He is there now. Stuart's going to come forward to shake hands and say well played. Well, Chris is still got to win one more frame, Stuart. He's still in the match.
Imagine if Chris had a turn around and shaking his hand back.
Yeah.
He's had no problem since. Oh, he crunched that.
Gave that one a little bit more, didn't he?
He deserved the ball off of it and hasn't got one.
Yeah, just looking around the grounds as well. There's only one other match still in progress. Zach Shepherd, could be a surprising result here. Zach Shepherd 10-7 up over Carl Cope. All of the matches from the 1-8 are now complete. Just had a couple of results. Greg Batten's completed victory 13-5 over Josh Gurum, and Josh Duaz has won 13-3 over Dave Arnold. So all the 1-8s are done apart from the Carl Cope, Zach Shepherd and this match. And from 7 o'clock onwards, we will be focusing on the last 64. And we will see the defending champion, Scott Gillespie, in action. Mukesh Badhan is his opponent.
Just a question for you, Si, obviously regarding the next round draw. What do you make of that Cole Bedford-Tom Cousins draw?
It's a big match. I actually wish we could get to see that one as well, in all honesty. It's a match I'd enjoy watching. Cole kind of, with what he's done since turning pro, some of the players he's beaten, he likes to market himself as a bit of a legend killer because he's beaten the likes of Chris Melling, Gareth Potts, Mick Hill. You know, adding Tom Cousins to that would go down nicely for him.
I think it's just the complete game styles. Cole's almost like a Cole Morris for Tom in a weird way, in terms of kind of how kooky he is around the table, that it could just cause a bit of distraction. Obviously Cole being close to Tom, being on that Wales team and that as well, it just feels like a slightly different emphasis. I
just think Tom Cousins in a race to 13 is still going to be a massive favourite for the match, but I'm with you. It would not surprise me, and we'll keep a close eye on the scores as we're going through, if that first session finished very close, 6-6, 5, 7-5, something like that either way. It really wouldn't surprise me. Cole's that sort of player that when he just gets his tail up and he's playing one of the big names, he can really start to fly.
Stuart's out of position here. And this is going to be last chance saloon for him. If he misses from here, it's home time. Well, obviously he's still got the plate.
Yeah.
Plate's still in play, so he will be back tomorrow in some form. But obviously you want to try and keep yourself in the main event, don't you? But
I think he will have come here very much understanding where he is in the game and who he's playing, and just looking to enjoy the experience.
That's a good treble if he's got it. Ooh.
As much as you want to win. He knows he was a big second favourite against Chris Melling. And that might be his involvement in the match over, although Chris does have some problems down here in the bottom end of the table, but you feel one shot will deal with it. And he's got the perfect angle to do that. I think he'll just play position rather than move anything. Yeah, just hold on the one on the cushion.
It's just effortless, isn't it? Oh, yeah, but he's done exactly what he did in the frame before, where he's just completely taken his eye off the ball and missed, played a really silly one in hindsight.
Yeah, it's not the first time he's done that in this little mini session we've had.
I don't even think he can swerve to get it off the cushion. I think he's a bit dead in the water here for... Well, yeah, it's the shot he's going to play, but this is tricky. Good effort. Oh, he has got it, but can he see the next red? I mean, this would be some out if he can dig this out.
Shake the head, I don't think he can.
Maybe a double?
Yeah, you can see the red to some extent, it's just can he see enough to pot it?
This would be some pot if he can
Oh.
if he can see enough of it to screw it back up the table again. Or even just to land on the 8, to be honest with you. It's maybe a 1 out of 10. Oh, he was close, wasn't he? I think he's actually got away with it a little bit.
So he could see the potting angle. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't just roll that in and leave the thin clip on the 8.
I think we learned from the last session, Si. This is Chris Melling.
Yeah,
Does what he wants.
he does. He was just, not the first time, just a little bit slack on the work was done, really.
Yeah. He's left him another one of these off the side cushion, hasn't he? This is a bit more where you'd be looking at Chris to pot this.
By Chris Melling standards, it's not too tricky to pot it.
No. Yeah, the master of getting the ball off the cushion. You see where he's aligning there. He's just working out the exact part of the cushion where he'd need to pot that if he was naturally behind it. Yeah.
It was
Exactly.
almost hanging over the pocket for a player at Chris's level. And for Chris Melling, the magician, it really was hanging over the pocket, but still a very, very good shot all the same. And a very workmanlike performance from Chris Melling. Tougher tests ahead, no doubt about it. Stuart McPherson put up a fight, but Chris Melling marches on